Check out that building with all the plants growing down the side. Obviously done on purpose. But I wonder if that's what it'll look like in an apocalypse. But no one's there to cut these things back. Anyway, you probably couldn't see it very well. Good morning. Good afternoon. Here in Nha Trang, it's a Thursday. I think it's around, it must be the 30th of January. Today I'm going to tell you, or talk about, how much does it cost here in Vietnam to, as a holiday maker. Keep in mind I sort of do things on a budget, but I will give you a bit of the spectrum of what you can expect, plus a few other travel tips along the way. I'm walking along the back streets. The beach is a couple of 100 metres over to our right. It's just very noisy. That's the traffic. The Vietnamese, and in many Southeast Asian countries, they love to bip their horn. Motorbikes, cars, it's crazy. Sometimes it drives you crazy. Now I need a drink, so I'm going to start here. Water and a Coke. Hello. This and this? Nine. Okay. Okay. 70. Okay, 70. That's okay. That's okay. All good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Come on. Alright. There you go. It was 9,000 for the Coke, and which made it 8,000 for the water. Put you guys away for a minute. I'm stuck into this Coke first, because I'm very, very dry. I know I should have the water, but I get a little bit of a sugar hit. Oh, a nice footy pitch there. I think that's a school, probably. Maybe. Might be a university. I'll see if I can find out. I think it was actually a hospital. That's a fairly impressive building there for Nha Trang. Doesn't look that old. But as far as the buildings here go, it's one of the nicest ones I've seen. Now, travel, Vietnam. First thing is going to be your flight. Now, I can only talk about Australia. So the first flight I got was listed on Skyscanner, which is what I use, and that was $188. But then I had to add my check-in luggage, and in the end, the total with all the taxes and everything, and I chose my own seat for, I think it was about $7. I think the total was around $230 one way from Brisbane to Ho Chi Minh City. time of year, I think it was around June of last year. My most recent flight from Australia was, I can't remember when, and that was roughly the same. I think $246. That was out of Sydney. That included a flight from Brisbane Airport to Sydney Airport, then Sydney to Ho Chi Minh. So pretty good, very good value actually. The next thing you're going to encounter is immigration control, passport control at Tam Song Airport in Ho Chi Minh City, if that's where you fly into. That's generally, as a general rule, that will be the cheapest place to fly into. And possibly, it depends what you're doing, maybe the most convenient, but the passport control there is tedious. I've been through there a few times now. The best I've ever done was 40 minutes. The worst I've ever done was a little over 2 hours. Standing in line for 2 hours, not the greatest. Now before you leave Australia, or whichever country you're coming from, to come into anywhere in Southeast Asia, is you're going to need to get, this is just advice, you should get the Grab app, G-R-A-B, Grab. That's going to get you taxis and scooters to take you wherever you want to go. They'll also, that's your food delivery service, and they've got a couple of other services on there as well. Grocery delivery, all things like that. It's like an Uber, but for here in Southeast Asia. Very cheap, very, very cheap. But my recommendation is to install that on your phone and set up your debit card or credit card, whatever it may be, before you leave your home country. The reason for that, is if you're just going to rely on leaving the airport and jumping in a taxi, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to get ripped off. They're very, very reluctant to use their meters. A-Mart, convenience store, similar to 7-Eleven. Yeah, they'll take your money, whereas Grab, it's a predetermined price. Before you even get in the Grab, you're going to know exactly how much it's going to cost you. And they're at the major airports. They've got what are called Grab stations, and for instance, the one at Ho Chi Minh City is directly across from the terminal entrance. So you'll go there, there's a Grab right there, grab food. So you'll go, leave the terminal and walk straight across the road. There'll be 100 or so taxi drivers vying for your patronage. My advice is to ignore them all, walk straight across the road, get out your app if you haven't done it already, and book a grab, and they're right there. No further than from here to that shop there. That's how far you have to walk, and you'll save yourself an absolute bomb. Next thing you're going to need is a hotel, of course. I'll put in here my current hotel that I'm staying in Nha Trang, and that gives you a basic idea of what you can get, how much it's going to cost. I believe this one was, I think it was breakfast included, around about 35 or 39 per night. And I'll leave a link below if you want to make a booking. You can use my link to my one of my favourite hotels in Ho Chi Minh City. At least I think it works. I haven't used it yet. Obviously your choice, you can get, dormitory accommodation if you want, which is dirt cheap. You can get a night in a dormitory if you want for $6 Australian per night. That's not my cup of tea, but they're there if you want it. And of course you can get 5-star. You can pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars per night. A couple of words you might want to learn before you come here. They're very easy. Xin chào or xin chào. Xin chào is basically hello. Xin chào is the same thing, hello. The first one is used mostly down the southern end of Vietnam. So xin chào for in Ho Chi Minh City, places like that. Xin chào if you're up north. Hanoi. Come on is thank you. Pretty much the same everywhere. And Tanjit, that's goodbye. They're I know one more word, mot. That means one. So I should look up the word for please, shouldn't I? I always just say come on. So those 3 words will get you by. You can learn some more as you go along, which I should be doing. Now with your currency, what I do is I pick a figure in, because everything, the lowest denomination in Vietnam is 1,000 dong. I'm not sure of anything you can buy for 1,000 dong. Bottle of drink here, you can get them for 6,000. That's about the cheapest thing I've seen. Now what I do is I just pick a figure. In my case, it's 150,000 dong, which I know is $9 Australian. And I can pretty much work it out from there. So if I see something for 50,000 dong, then I know it's 9 divided by 3. 150 divided by 3 is your 50,000. So it's going to be $3 Australian, 50,000 dong, and I can work it out for multiples from there. But of course, you have your currency exchange app on your phone, which I use XE currency. Very accurate, right up to date, can't go wrong. The grill garden looks nice, looks cool, as in not hot. If I say the temperature, it's around about 25 degrees. So I think it's about 11 o'clock. And top temperature today, 26. Minimum temperature, 19. It's another thing you're going to have to, for packing your clothes and whatnot, is the time of year you're travelling and where in Vietnam you're travelling. It's not just as easy to say, oh, I'm going to Vietnam, I won't need a jumper, because this time of year, which is January, up in Hanoi, the top temperature today is, I think it's about 17 degrees Celsius. Low temperature of around 11, I think it was. And Sapa is only a top temperature of 9. A low of maybe 6 or 7. But down in Ho Chi Minh City, I can tell you right now, it's going to be about 31, 32 degrees today. And it'll be 31, 32 degrees next week, next month. And in 6 months' time, it's going to be the same temperature. So, depends where you go, depends what you pack. Red Brick Bakery and Coffee. They've got tables outside, they do. I'm going to get a coffee. I'll let you know how much it is. Oh, here's some prices. Mini salted egg croissants, 4-pack. 55,000 dong, so just over $3. Here's one of those chocolate-filled French things. Pain au chocolat, 45,000 dong. And they're really nice. Hold on. Let's get a coffee. Really nice looking strawberry Danish there. 50,000. Garlic butter croissant. Wow. Chocolate croissant. Alright, got myself that strawberry Danish, which looks fantastic, and a coffee. I'm surprised it came in a takeaway cup, but anyway, $6 Australian for both of these. I'll get rid of that parsley. I don't need no parsley on my Danish. Really good. If you're going to order a coffee here in Vietnam and you're unsure, you like it hot, you've got to ask for hot, otherwise it's going to come cold. They'll generally ask you at the counter what you want, but sometimes they don't, and you end up with a cold cappuccino, which is high up on my list of I don't like. Yeah, nice coffee. It's not hot, but it's not bad. Price was 112,000 dong, so a little over $6, a bit less than $6.50 maybe. Back in a minute. Food. I'm going to put right here. I'm not a food vlogger, okay? Get that straight, get that very, very clear. I do it badly, but I'll put a couple. Really good. Chili sauce is not too hot. So when it comes to eating street food, it's only a couple of bits of advice that I could give. First one is go to a food stall that's busy. They're going to be the best ones usually. If you can see a couple of, I think I'll go this way. Now even though I'm on a pedestrian crossing, they won't stop. That's just Vietnam, that's Nha Trang. I've noticed that more in Nha Trang than I have noticed anywhere else. There's not much in the way of footpaths along this street, but we'll do our best. So yeah, stick to the places that are busy. There's probably only one thing that I wouldn't eat, especially on a day like today, and that is from a food stall, mind you, or perhaps even a buffet. That's rice. I'd steer clear if it's been sitting out there. You don't know how long it's been sitting out there. I'm not so sure whether they're that wasteful, whether they, throw it away after a certain number of hours. Maybe not. Don't know where I'm going. I do know where I'm going, but I don't know where I am. I'm going to have to stop and look at my map. But it's very interesting. It's just walking around these little streets. It's very interesting. Speaking of getting around, how to get around, I mentioned Grab. I also ride a scooter, depending on where I am, depending on where I'm going. I wouldn't get one in Ho Chi Minh City. It's just when you get there, you'll see why. But yes, here in Nha Trang and Da Nang and Phu Quoc and the other less busy places, sure, I pay a maximum, so this is in 2024-25, maximum of $150,000 per day. A couple of things, I bought my own helmet because I don't like the sweaty helmets that you get with the rental scooter that hundreds of other people have worn, and I picked up a helmet in Ho Chi Minh City for now what was it? It was $500,000, so it's about a bit less than $30. Good investment in my eyes. Possibly awkward to get on a plane, but we'll see. Alright, we've got a footpath. Plenty of, you can hear the bells. That's where I'm going. So they're quite loud, so hopefully it's just up here. Tours. Plenty of tours available. You can get them through your hotel or online. I know booking.com that I use. Maybe there'll be a link down below for that. They offer tours when you make a booking. Wow. See, did I catch that? I'm at a pedestrian crossing and it just nearly took my foot off. There's a few traps to avoid, or one trap that I'm aware of, and that happened to my friend Mark just the other day. He was in a Grab coming to meet me at the cable car going to Vin Pearl Island, and the taxi, obviously the Grab driver knew where he was going through the app, and he automatically stopped at a small shop that sold tours and tickets, just so that the vendor and probably the Grab driver would earn a little bit of a commission on the ticket that would have been more expensive than the one we bought at the actual cable car. So beware. Usually if you get your ticket directly from the place where you're going, they're going to be cheaper as a rule. This little temple here, yeah. Looks pretty closed. Maybe. Yep. Time of year to travel. Another issue that's just happened. We've just gone through Chinese New Year. That was yesterday and the day before. Travel 5 days. So they have a celebration that lasts for around about 5 days, but say 3 or 4 days each side of that. So we're talking there's about 11 days either during the New Year's period where travel is expensive, if not impossible. I was due to fly out of here and looked at the flights, and a normal flight from Nha Trang, say, to Ho Chi Minh City would be, $90 Australian, something like that. And they were all up around the $300-400 mark, if they are available. So a $300 or $400 flight was one that left at stupid o'clock by 2 o'clock in the morning, landing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just crazy. I mean, that's not good. Not good for travel. If you're the way I do it when I travel is at the big it's a church with a whole series of bells. Maybe that's what I heard. It would have been what I heard, and that's not what I'm looking for. I don't know where I am. It's not the fire station. So the way I travel is I generally try and make it, if I can get a flight, if that's how I'm travelling, or even a train perhaps, I'd like it to leave at around about 12 o'clock lunchtime if it's a short flight. So hopefully, I can get to the airport around about 10 and exit the destination airport at around about 1:30, 2 o'clock. That way you can just get straight in, check out and check in to your room without having to store your luggage and or walk around aimlessly carrying a bag, whether you have checked luggage or just carry on. That's not fun. I'll check my phone. I've got to see where I'm going. So, how else do you get around on the cheap? If you're like me and you're on a budget, there's a couple of different ways. I personally like the train. Wow, check this roundabout. It's just a massive concrete block in the middle. So it just crossed my mind then, how many people have hit that. Now, if you're going to get a scooter here in Nha Trang or anywhere, be aware they're not that big on following the road rules. Swapping lanes, etc., they'll just do it whenever they want. They'll ride along with their indicators on. And at night, a lot of them have a very bad habit of not travelling with their lights on. The street lighting's not that good here. So again, that's either if you're on a scooter or you're just walking around, crossing a road, keep an eye out for those scooters that have got no lights on. They sort of can be a bit hard to see with the other traffic behind them that do have their lights on. I have no idea where I am, but we'll keep walking. Okay, trains. That's how one of the ways I like to get around. I have not a fascination. I just like to get on a train. For me, it's you get from point A to point B, and you can walk around. You can walk around the train and walk up and down through all the carriages. Hopefully, there's if you're on a longer distance train, there's a restaurant carriage. You can even go and buy yourself a beer somewhere. Vietnam flags everywhere. Cha Thai Pattaya. So again, food. You can just get all sorts. If you want to get Western food here, sure, not a problem. You just got to look around. My friend Mark, the only thing he's been wanting lately is an English breakfast, and he hasn't been able to find one searching online. But it might just be a case of looking around, walking the streets and checking the menus. I'm sure there's one here somewhere. Buses, they're another way of getting around. Not my ideal form of transport, but they do the job. I think I'm going to be catching a bus from Nha Trang to the next place I'm going to. I think it's about 3 hours away, and that bus should cost me about $20 Australian, somewhere around there. I haven't got a ticket yet. And you can buy, so from that place, which is Dalat, I'll let you in on a little secret. So from Dalat you can get a bus all the way down to Ho Chi Minh City, which is an 8-hour journey, and I don't know how much the ticket will be, but it's probably will be, I'm going to guess and say about $50. Whereas you could buy a plane ticket for that trip, and that will, I think they're about $70 to $90, somewhere around there, which is pretty good. Pros and cons: you get on the bus, you don't have to wait for check-in and baggage drop and all that sort of stuff. You get on, and 6 hours later you're at your destination. Whereas with a plane, you leave your hotel, get to the airport, and 5 hours later you're at your destination. So which is better? I'm not sure. That's why a train, to me, has got it all. So if they're available, that's the way I do it. It's an aquarium. All sorts of fish. Pet shop, perhaps. Now, I've just looked at my map. I've walked so far in the, not the wrong direction, but definitely taken the long way around. And the Vietnamese people, in general, are very, very friendly. They have no problem. That's the biggest incense stick I've ever saw. There's your standard size ones there. Check that out. Wow. Nice temple there. I won't go in. Lots of flowers. So that's it. That's what have I missed? I'm sure there's something I've missed. If you guys have got any questions, something you think I might be able to answer, put it down below. Ask me in the comments. I'll see if I can get an answer for you, or maybe I know it. But when you're in Vietnam, I suggest try all the different foods. Don't be afraid to go down the little laneways, the little alleyways, see how the locals actually live, and enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about. So this is Nha Trang. I still haven't ended up where I wanted to be. I wanted to be at the what's called the Mountain Church, the cathedral that I went to look at another day that was closed. I was hoping it would be open today, but I'll never know because I can't find it. I'll have to give my map. Alright. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.